Hello, friends, and welcome to my front porch, a place where lately I've been spending more and more time. It's truly become one of my favorite places to spend a little bit of quiet time in the mornings, do some reading, and just listen to the birds sing. I've always been drawn to places that feel like they've just stepped right outside of a storybook. Not because they're perfect, because they're filled with the little details that make them special, like they're lived in and loved. And what I really wanted to do was create that entire feeling here on my front porch. There were still little corners of the front porch that needed some attention, projects in my mind that I've been putting off, and I really had a vision for how I wanted this space to feel. So over the last couple of months, I've been spending a little bit more time on my front porch to make it more welcoming, more charming, and just to feel a little bit more like Pinehaven Cottage. And since every good story deserves to be told properly, I think we should go back to the beginning, and I'll show you just how it all came together. Pollen season in South Georgia means that for a few weeks each spring, everything ends up covered in a thick coat of yellow. And unfortunately, that usually means my front porch is out of commission for a little while too. But I always look forward to the cleanup once it's all over, because washing away that layer of pollen feels a bit like opening a new chapter of the season. So this is the light. I've already cleaned it and sanded it all down. It's looking pretty rough right now. I have a few small little pieces and parts here that I don't want to lose. And this is my spray paint, Antique Brass Satin by Behr Premium. Kind of shimmering brass color, I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and tape off a couple of areas where I don't want the paint to get into it. One thing I've learned as a homeowner is that every project comes with a decision to make. Do you repair it, replace it, leave it as it is for now, or find a creative way to make it work? In this case, I decided to refresh. And if you're anything like me, you probably already know that a can of spray paint can work wonders when it comes to giving old things a second life. After realizing just how expensive outdoor cushions can be, and believe me, I looked everywhere because I was determined to replace them, I eventually landed on a different idea altogether. These cozy blankets were surprisingly affordable, and when I paired them with a few pillows I found on clearance at Bell's Outlet, everything started coming together. One thing I knew fairly early on was that this potting bench needed a little makeover of its own. So I gave it a fresh coat of paint in this soft cottage-inspired color, and the transformation was better than I imagined. Even David agreed it was the right choice. And somehow it went from looking like a garden workbench to looking like it had always belonged as part of this story. The inspiration for a few of these final touches came after browsing the charming collections from Hernest. As soon as I saw this fluted side table, I knew it would be a perfect fit for the porch. I really loved the look of layered rugs, and so I knew I wanted to try that here by the front door. Typically, a larger textured rug serves as the foundation, with a smaller statement mat layered on top. This monogrammed mat was actually a wedding gift from some dear friends, and after all these years, it still has plenty of life left in it. When deciding what to store in the side table, I naturally gravitated toward gardening supplies. It's a great place to tuck away my microgreens trays and a basket of garden essentials, keeping everything nearby but neatly out of sight. And of course, part of bringing this vision to life was in partnering with Hernest, whose pieces fit in so naturally and beautifully with the feel and look that I was hoping to create. I was especially excited to incorporate a few lovely pieces that would help my front porch be both charming and functional. Sometimes it's just the little details that truly finish a space. And these ended up being some of my favorite touches. And thank you again, Hernest, for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys are interested in shopping their amazing home decor and selections, please check out the link in the description below. I thrifted this little sign a few months ago, and I knew right away it would be perfect for this project. It's been a daydream of mine to have a sign on the front porch that says Pinehaven Cottage, and finally just make the name official. Sometimes all it takes is a little paint and a bit of imagination to turn a thrift store find into something meaningful.
You said that you've been hurt one too many times before. Ended up staring in the bathroom mirror, crying on your bedroom floor. Baby, you can take my word, you haven't gotta hurt no more. Things are about to get much better. I wanna make this forever. I wanna make this forever. Said that you felt lost 100 times before. Going in circles on a one-way street, round until your feet get sore. Well, I guess you haven't heard, you ain't got around no more. Things are about to get much better, so I wanna make this forever. I wanna make this forever. I wanna make this forever.
Walmart has become one of my favorite places to shop for faux botanicals because they offer such a great variety at reasonable prices. This little bird cage is another thrifted treasure. It was actually bright orange when I found it, but with a soft coat of paint, it became exactly the kind of storybook detail I was hoping to add to the porch. Sometimes just creating a storybook home is simply learning to see what something else could become. As much as I loved this cheerful yellow over the years, I started feeling like it was a little too bold for the direction the porch was heading. So I picked up a soft blue spray paint, found a new bouquet of flowers, and just gave it a little refresh. But I'd love to know, which look do you prefer, the yellow or the blue? My original idea for these lace curtains was simply to add a little extra texture and detail to the windows when viewed from the porch. But what I didn't expect was how much I would love them from inside the cottage. They softened the entire room and brought such a cozy, whimsical feeling to the space. Spending an afternoon painting on the porch turned out to be one of my favorite parts of this project. It was so peaceful to sit outside and to listen to the birds, to simply slow down for a little while. And it actually got me wondering if a front porch painting at Pinehaven Cottage little series might be fun. Let me know if that's something you might be interested in watching from me. Who knows, I might have just thought of a new mini-series right there. And now comes my favorite part, actually enjoying the space. If you watched my last vlog, then you know that this is something that's been on my heart a lot lately. Learning to slow down, savor the simple moments, and truly enjoy the life we're building day by day. It's so easy to move from one project to the next, always focusing on what's left to do. But I'm trying to be more intentional about noticing what's already been accomplished. To sit down with a cup of tea, enjoy the view, and appreciate the little corners of home that were once just ideas and now have become part of everyday life. I think something that I've learned over the years is that creating a home doesn't all happen at once. It's usually made up of little projects, small ideas, and the details that really bring it all together over time. This porch certainly didn't become what it is overnight. There was decor that I wanted to gather and collect and thrift over time, furniture that needed to be moved, things that needed to be painted and fixed up, and plenty of moments where I just totally changed my mind along the way. But that's part of the fun of it, right? Home is something that we continue to create and care for season after season. It finally feels like the space that I've imagined all along. Just a quiet little corner of Pinehaven Cottage. And I'm so thankful that you can enjoy it with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to Hernest for sponsoring today's video. And I cannot wait to see you next time. Maybe when you see me next, I will be on my front porch enjoying it. So wherever you are, make sure that you're staying cozy and just be blessed. Love you all. Bye-bye.